probably going to be more transparent. I'm going to be more transparent in today's video than probably any video I've ever made on this channel. I want you guys to know something. I want you guys to know something very, very powerful. Now, I know in 2025, a lot of young people, they don't like to read books. They don't necessarily have the patience or the attention span to sit there and actually absorb and digest information on a deep level when they're reading text out of a book, just due to the way that we receive information these days. But I want you guys to know, and I know I talk a certain way, but I want you guys to know this. This isn't an act. This is just how I talk. And if I have powerful information to convey to y'all, I really want y'all to listen and lock into what I'm saying, because what I'm about to say to y'all is some really powerful shit. All right, this is not a game. This is very, very amazing information that completely changed my life. So first and foremost, my name on YouTube is called Nenuser12, but my real name is Jordan Reed. My name is Jordan. Okay, guys? I know I just doxed myself with the government, but it's cool. I'm nobody. I don't have anything. I don't have any money, so I mean, you guys can't really rob me, but the point I'm making is that my name is Jordan, right? But I have an online alias called Nenuser12, which is basically the name I list as myself on YouTube. But I want you guys to know this. I'm 27 years old. I attended college in 2016 to 2018 from the age of 18 or 20. When I was 20 years old, exactly 7 years ago, I randomly stumbled across a book called The Black Alchemist. This book was called The Black Alchemist. I'm not good at editing on YouTube itself. I need like a software to edit. So if I can't put the book up here, just look it up. Trust me. Look it up, bro. Like, if you're listening to the words coming out of my mouth, please, for the love of everything good in this world, look up a book called The Black Alchemist by Andrew Collins. That book completely changed my view on life forever. I don't even look at the world the same anymore. I swear to God, this book is absolutely unbelievable. This book completely changed my worldview. And I'm gonna be honest, the book talks about the occult, okay? It talks about sacred sites, it talks about ley lines, it talks about psychics, it talks about psychically charged areas and witchcraft and all types of stuff, man. And the thing is, growing up, I grew up as a Christian. And so part of me always wondered, where did these stories of spirituality and all this stuff come from, right? So as I got older and I became an adult, I started to dig deeper, and I wanted to like get answers for myself and stuff. And so I started reading different books on mysticism and esotericism and the occult and stuff. And it was funny because I randomly typed in The Black Alchemist after watching an anime called Full Metal Alchemist, right? And I think maybe they alluded to some character in the show called The Black Alchemist or some shit like that. And so I just randomly typed in The Black Alchemist on Google one random day in 2018. And I came across this, I basically fell down a rabbit hole where I came across a book that was titled The Black Alchemist, written by a man I didn't know named Andrew Collins. And I was intrigued because it was talking about some real shit that apparently was going on in Britain in like the 80s and 90s and shit. And it was talking about some spirituality type shit. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm still on my journey of self-discovery and trying to figure out more about life. And I didn't know if like this shit was real or not. So I read this book. I acquired this book and I started reading it. And the things that I found out was going on in the world just completely changed and blew my mind forever. Like things that you would never even imagine are taking place in this world, are alleged to be taking place in that book. So if anything in that book, but the thing that made it crazy is that they were pictures of real artifacts that had real occult symbolism that one study really did relate to things known as Goetic barbarous names. And basically Goetic barbarous names are associated with like ancient Egyptian magical religions and languages and stuff from like thousands of years ago. And these symbols and inscriptions are engraved in these stones and these like different artifacts and stuff. And when you study this, because I thought it was all fake, right? But when you study it and you actually like dive deep into the history behind the specific symbols that they have depicted in the book, it turns out to really be some really powerful spiritual talismans and what's the word? Like, yeah, like that's really what it is. It's like words of power that actually are related to real historical ancient Egyptian occult literature. And these it's just some really powerful stuff, man, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. It was so much stuff they was talking about in that book, man. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. And you could be a Christian and read the book too. It's one of those books that just shows you like that there's more to truth. Really is stranger than fiction. And man, just some crazy stuff. Like, if you thought you had life figured out, let me tell you about goetic barbarous names. That's right. I just said goetic barbarous names. Yeah. Words of power. You thought that shit was just in Skyrim. Nah, bro. Skyrim ripped it off from real life shit. The words of power, the dragon words in Skyrim, the shit came from ancient Egyptian magical language called goetic barbarous names that are used as a magical language to invoke spirits and higher dimensional beings to basically bring them down into this reality and help them influence you in whatever endeavors that you desire. And it's a lot more than that, guys, but I just had to let y'all know this is the truth about why I call myself Nenuser12. And that the Black Alchemist was the very first video I ever made a video about on my YouTube channel, like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, almost 5 years ago. So if that was the very first video on my channel and I still have it up, I never took it down, that should tell you the impact it had on me. Like, I'm trying to tell you guys, bro, this book, that's why I have the alter ego Nenuser12, because Nen is really just channeling your spiritual energy. And now that I know that that shit is real, that's why I have an alias, bro, because that shit blew my mind. I'll never be the same after I found out after I read that book, man, and confirmed the things in that book to be true, bro. Wow, shit, man. But yeah, bro, I just had to tell y'all that's the truth behind why I have my alias Nenuser12, because I found out about some crazy shit going on in this world that just threw me down a deeper rabbit hole that just I never got out of. And now that's why I'm the crazy motherfucker I am today. But yeah, if nothing else, if you didn't take anything else away from this video, this short talk, just remember this. You should definitely look into the book called The Black Alchemist by Andrew Collins, a man who's still alive to this day, but he won't be here for much longer because he's already in his mid-60s. So you guys better check him out now before he dies. Alright guys, Nenuser12, check him out.